Hey everyone, and welcome back. So, I want you to think about something. What if I told you that true strength isn't about winning an argument or landing a punch? What if the real victory is the one you get without ever having to fight? It's a pretty powerful idea, right? Well, today we're going to dive right into it.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with that heat-of-the-moment feeling we all know. Then we'll get into an amazing story about a U-turn. After that, we'll talk about the real cost of conflict, and I'll give you a practical cool-down strategy, 3 rules to remember, and finally, we'll redefine what real victory actually looks like.
Okay, first up, the heat of the moment. You know what I'm talking about. That flash of anger, that instant, boiling hot feeling when your first instinct is just to react.
I mean, picture this. You're just driving along, minding your own business, and some car just completely cuts you off. You feel that jolt, right? Your heart pounds, your blood just boils, and every part of you wants to lean on that horn and speed up. It's almost automatic.
Or, what about at work? You're in a meeting and a colleague just flat out disagrees with you. Boom, instantly the walls go up. It's not even about finding the best solution anymore, is it? It's about proving you're right and they're wrong. It's just a very human thing.
But, and this is the big question, is that the only way? Is fighting back, whether you're using your fists or just your words, really the only way to win? Or is there maybe another way, a smarter way?
And that question right there is the perfect setup for this next part, which is all about a true story involving a simple U-turn. It's an incredible example of just how powerful a single tiny pause can be. So, let me introduce you to Vipul. He's 19 years old, he's out on his two-wheeler, and bam! A car aggressively honks and cuts him off, super sharp. It's that exact scenario we were just talking about, playing out in real life. And his first instinct? Exactly what you'd think. Pure, unfiltered anger. He immediately guns it, chasing after the car, totally ready to confront the driver and let him have it.
But right as he's about to catch up, something just shifts. He takes a breath, and this one little phrase pops into his head. Be the change, bring the change. And in that one moment, he makes a choice.
So get this. Instead of screaming, he pulls up next to the driver who looks totally panicked, and he just calmly asks, "Brother, is everything okay? You seem to be in a really big hurry."
And what happened? Turns out, the driver was in a panic, rushing home because of a medical emergency. He immediately apologized, and just like that, the conflict was gone, vanished, all because of that one little choice to pause.
Vipul's story really shows you the upside of holding back. But what about the flip side? Let's talk for a second about the true cost of conflict. Because understanding this is, well, it's why all this really matters.
Think about it. The ripple effects of one angry moment can be huge. We're talking about mental stress that follows you around for weeks. We're talking about actual legal trouble, police reports, court cases, stuff that can mess up your entire career. The very real risk of getting hurt. And, of course, breaking relationships with people that took you years to build. The price is just way too high.
So, okay, we know the stakes are high. So how do we actually become more like Vipul? Well, that brings us to the cool-down strategy. Think of it as your practical toolkit for these exact moments.
And the formula here is actually pretty simple. If someone's insulting you, just don't reply, count to 10, walk away, boom, your dignity is intact. In a traffic thing, a simple "hey, sorry if that was my bad" can diffuse the whole thing and keep you safe. Arguing at home or work, just agree to talk about it later when heads are cooler. And online, man, the block and mute buttons are your best friends. In every single case, a small, calm action protects your future self.
So you have the tools, but how do you make using them a habit? How do you make this your go-to response instead of anger? Well, it really just boils down to 3 simple rules.
Okay, rule number 1, think before you speak, because once words are out there, you can't ever really take them back. Rule 2, be brave enough to apologize. Saying sorry to end a fight doesn't make you weak, it actually makes you the bigger person. And rule 3, use your energy in a positive way. Seriously, think about all that energy you burn on arguments. What if you put all of that into something you actually care about? And that brings us to the most important point of this whole thing. The real victory. This is all about totally flipping the script on what it means to be strong. See, true strength isn't about being the toughest person in the room who can win any fight. No way. True strength belongs to the person who is calm enough and wise enough to handle a situation so peacefully that there's no fight in the first place. Now that is real power.
And I just love this quote we found. It says, "Violence is the last weapon of the weak. Peace is strength, restraint is success." It perfectly captures the whole idea. It's about winning with your head and your calm, not with your fists.
So I'm going to leave you with this to think about. Have you ever been in one of those really tense situations and managed to sidestep a huge fight just by choosing to stay calm? Think back to how that felt. That feeling, that's not weakness. That right there is victory. Thanks for
एक कदम विकसित भारत की ओर।